The Atlantic Ocean. Endless blue stretching to the horizon. The second largest ocean, covering nearly 20% of Earth's surface. From the icy Arctic to the stormy Southern Ocean, a place of breathtaking beauty and raw power. Imagine standing on a ship's deck, the salt spray on your face. As far as the eye can see, nothing but water. The deep blue gives way to turquoise in the shallows, a tapestry of colors, textures, and sounds. Waves crash against rocky shores. Beneath the surface, a vast world teems with life, a living, breathing entity, vital to our planet's ecosystem. The Atlantic Ocean is a biodiversity hotspot. It supports a vast array of ecosystems, from the sunlit surface waters to the dark, cold depths. Coral reefs, kelp forests, and seamounts provide habitats for countless species. In the warm waters of the Caribbean, colorful fish dart among the coral. Sea turtles glide gracefully through the water, while sharks patrol the reefs in search of prey. Further north, in the colder waters of the North Atlantic, whales migrate thousands of miles each year. They come to feed on the abundant krill and fish that thrive in these nutrient-rich waters. The deep ocean, once thought to be a barren wasteland, is now known to be teeming with strange and wonderful creatures. Bioluminescent jellyfish drift through the darkness, their ethereal glow providing the only light in this alien world. Giant tube worms, anchored to hydrothermal vents, thrive on the energy produced by volcanic activity. The Atlantic's depths are a constant source of new discoveries, reminding us just how much we have yet to learn about our oceans. The Atlantic Ocean's intricate food web is a delicate balance of predator and prey. Microscopic phytoplankton, fueled by sunlight, form the base of this web. Tiny zooplankton graze on the phytoplankton, in turn becoming food for small fish. These small fish are then eaten by larger predators, such as tuna, sharks, and seabirds. At the top of the food chain sit apex predators like the orca, or killer whale. The orca, with its intelligence and hunting prowess, has no natural predators in the Atlantic. This complex web of life is interconnected, with each species playing a vital role in the health of the ecosystem. The migrations of marine animals, such as whales and tuna, are a testament to the interconnectedness of life in the Atlantic. These animals travel thousands of miles each year, following their food sources and seeking out breeding grounds. Their journeys highlight the vastness of the ocean and the importance of protecting these migratory corridors. The Atlantic Ocean has been a highway for exploration and trade for centuries. Viking longships braved the treacherous North Atlantic, reaching the shores of North America centuries before Columbus. The age of exploration saw European powers sail across the Atlantic, seeking new trade routes and establishing colonies in the Americas. The Atlantic became a bridge between continents, facilitating the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures. The transatlantic slave trade, a dark chapter in human history, left an indelible mark on both sides of the ocean. Millions of Africans were forcibly transported across the Atlantic, their labor fueling the economies of the Americas. The Atlantic has also been a battleground. From the naval battles of the American Revolution to the submarine warfare of World War II, the Atlantic has witnessed some of history's most pivotal conflicts. The ocean floor is littered with shipwrecks, each one a silent testament to the human cost of war and the perils of seafaring. The depths of the Atlantic hold countless secrets. Sunken cities, lost treasures, and shipwrecks litter the ocean floor, remnants of a bygone era. The legend of Atlantis, a technologically advanced civilization swallowed by the sea, continues to capture the imagination. While the existence of Atlantis remains a topic of debate, there are numerous documented cases of submerged settlements. Rising sea levels, earthquakes, and tsunamis have all claimed coastal cities throughout history. These underwater ruins offer a glimpse into the past, providing valuable insights into ancient cultures and the forces that shaped our world. The Titanic, perhaps the most famous shipwreck in history, lies on the ocean floor, a haunting reminder of the power of nature and the fragility of human life. Its discovery in 1985 captivated the world and sparked renewed interest in deep-sea exploration. The Titanic, along with countless other shipwrecks, serves as a time capsule, preserving artifacts and stories from the past. The Atlantic Ocean is a vital resource for humanity. It provides food, transportation routes, and recreational opportunities. Fishing fleets harvest vast quantities of fish and shellfish from its waters, providing sustenance for millions of people worldwide. Shipping lanes crisscross the Atlantic, carrying goods and raw materials between continents. The ocean's currents and winds are harnessed to generate renewable energy, offering a potential solution to our reliance on fossil fuels. Coastal communities rely on the Atlantic for tourism and recreation. Beaches draw visitors from around the world, while surfers flock to ride the waves. The ocean also plays a crucial role in regulating Earth's climate. It absorbs vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, helping to mitigate the effects of climate change. The Atlantic's currents distribute heat around the globe, influencing weather patterns and maintaining a habitable planet. The ocean's health is inextricably linked to our own. The Atlantic Ocean, once a pristine wilderness, is now facing a growing threat. Pollution. Plastic waste, chemical runoff, and oil spills are contaminating its waters, harming marine life and endangering human health. Millions of tons of plastic enter the ocean each year, where it breaks down into microplastics. These tiny particles are ingested by marine animals, entering the food chain and ultimately ending up on our plates. Chemical pollutants, such as pesticides and industrial waste, accumulate in the tissues of fish and shellfish, posing health risks to those who consume them. Oil spills, often the result of accidents during extraction or transportation, can have devastating impacts on marine ecosystems. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico in 2010 was a stark reminder of the environmental and economic costs of our dependence on fossil fuels. Cleaning up oil spills is a costly and challenging process, and the long-term impacts on marine life and coastal communities can be severe. Climate change is already having a profound impact on the Atlantic Ocean. Rising sea levels, ocean acidification, and changing weather patterns are threatening marine ecosystems and coastal communities. As global temperatures rise, glaciers and ice sheets melt at an alarming rate, adding more water to the ocean. Sea levels are projected to rise by several feet by the end of the century, inundating coastal cities and displacing millions of people. Ocean acidification, caused by the absorption of excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, is making it more difficult for marine organisms, such as corals and shellfish, to build their shells and skeletons. Warming waters are also causing changes in ocean currents and weather patterns. Hurricanes are becoming more intense and destructive, while marine heat waves are becoming more frequent and severe, leading to mass coral bleaching events and disrupting marine ecosystems. The Atlantic's delicate balance is being disrupted, with potentially catastrophic consequences for both humans and marine life. Despite the challenges facing the Atlantic Ocean, there is hope. Around the world, scientists, conservationists, and policymakers are working to protect this vital ecosystem. Marine protected areas, where fishing and other extractive activities are restricted, are being established to safeguard critical habitats and allow marine life to recover. Efforts to reduce plastic pollution are gaining momentum, with bans on single-use plastics being implemented in many countries. International agreements, such as the Paris Agreement on Climate Change, aim to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and mitigate the impacts of climate change on the ocean. Public awareness campaigns are educating people about the importance of ocean conservation and encouraging individuals to reduce their environmental footprint. From beach cleanups to sustainable seafood choices, every action counts. Protecting the Atlantic Ocean requires a global effort, with individuals, governments, and industries working together to ensure its health for generations to come. The Atlantic Ocean, a source of wonder, sustenance, and history, stands at a crossroads. The choices we make today will determine its fate and the fate of the countless species, including ourselves, who depend on it. We can choose to continue on our current path, exploiting the ocean's resources and polluting its waters, with potentially disastrous consequences. Or we can choose a different path, one that recognizes the interconnectedness of all life on Earth and the need to protect our planet's vital ecosystems. We can choose to reduce our environmental footprint, transition to renewable energy sources, and support sustainable fishing practices. We can choose to educate ourselves and others about the importance of ocean conservation and advocate for policies that protect our oceans. The future of the Atlantic Ocean is in our hands. Let us choose wisely, for the sake of the ocean, for the sake of future generations, and for the sake of our planet's health and well-being. Let us heed the call to action and work together to protect this magnificent and irreplaceable ecosystem.